Okay, I moved my location, and I hope it's not disturbing anybody in my vicinity. But as you can see, I'm still here in the library. I love libraries, even though for 8 years you've been seeing my videos and I'm not usually in the library. I continue to go in libraries. Probably I spent more of my time in the libraries than anywhere else compared to movie theaters, restaurants, bathrooms, concert halls, definitely. So, on my mind is the Fukushima stuff here. I'm going to lay it out for you because I'm just giving you the full perspective on things from my real life experiences and the way that I deal with such information. Nothing is really proven, but we are hearing this week about the starfish that were dying, and they're said to be melting. Now, prior to this year, I really didn't hear anybody care about starfish. Actually, today I'm calling them here called sea stars. So, I never knew that starfish could be called sea stars. I mean, it makes sense, but why have an alternative name when they've always been called starfish? In any case, besides the semantics, they're saying that they're melting, and now, as of yesterday, it sounds like a horror movie, and they are ripping themselves apart while they're alive. So, this is also being called a wasting disease, which I'm sure is according to the medical euphemism of wasting away. Now, this isn't very pleasant. It should alarm you to hear about it, but you should also put up your gullibility guard, and you can only believe what is proven. So, I don't know what they're doing to the starfish to get this video. I'm not going to show you the raw video. It's too graphic. But again, starfish don't have eyes, they don't have a nose, and they don't have a mouth, a face like we do. So, that includes cows, calves, lambs, puppy dogs, even frogs. So we don't really tend to care about starfish. So, if they are really dying off like this, in the thousands and hundred thousands of millions of them, then we should be concerned. But again, I want to remind you that I never heard anything about starfish. I've seen them. I even did videos of it. I did tidal pool videos with my co-producer. You can look it up. Look on enternet-global, tidal pools. Now, moving along to sardines, which is higher on the food chain, and they do have faces, and supposedly we care about them more, and they are lower on the food chain than the tuna. So that means if we're going to be logical and practical and more safety oriented, we would eat the smaller fish because they were less contaminated with mercury, heavy metals, toxins, and so on, and probably less contaminated by the radiation from Fukushima. But the news about the sardines is not good either, because on the west coast, up by the Canadian side, the western Canada there hasn't been any catch. So they just disappeared. They're depleted. But I was looking at some statistics. I did some research while I was in the library here, and apparently the salmon catch and the salmon population fluctuates a lot, and it has done so in the past 30 to 40 years. So it could have to do with nuclear radiation from nuclear testing in the Pacific, and nowadays it could have something to do with Fukushima, but isn't conclusive. I also went higher on the food chain to salmon, and I hear that the salmon catch in Alaska, the wild-caught salmon, is drastically down. I hear that the salmon are looking like the living dead zombies, all like discolored and skin flaking off and all kinds of stuff. But that happens to salmon anyhow. When they do their run, they go like wild, crazy upstream. That's part of their cycle. And these adult salmon usually don't survive after their reproductive processes. And so you can easily see salmon that are all ripped up. So I don't know if this is another hoax, but I haven't found anything conclusive. Like I said, on the sardines, it was conclusive that their population cycles fluctuate widely. You'll have some years where it's down to nothing, and then it jumps back up, and they're catching tons and tons of them. In fact, the largest haul on the sardines that I found by region of the Eastern Pacific, the highest was 2010, 2011, and then it's dropped down. So we have to research these things, but regardless of the fact, I'm not saying don't worry about Fukushima. I'm saying Fukushima is a major concern. So thanks for listening. Keep up with this. Don't be gullible. Don't be paranoid. Just learn things. And I also want to end with this in the conclusion that Fukushima is not the only nuclear problem we have. We have nuclear waste dumps all across North America and Europe and other places of the world. Nuclear waste dumps and all these nuclear power plants everywhere. We've got over 50 nuclear power plants in the United States. So this is terrible already. And these are always at risk. And I have to go now, but I will report some more when I find out.